Greetings, infinite beings alike, breath family, conscious breathers. Welcome to Breath Town number 4 by Devon the Black Airbender. You can ignore the reality and breath patterns, but you cannot ignore consequences of ignoring that reality and breathing pattern. Breath is the truth. Our distractions are compounded lies we feed to emotionally suffocate ourselves. When you run away from yourself to external things that have empty substance, you run away from your highest potential. A version of you that enjoyed a full quality breath in life as it is, not what it could or should be. That version accepted its power to attract, not chase. So there is birth, there is death, and there is breath in between. Any breathing technique that involves holding the breath on the inhale is stimulating the nervous system. All modern people are already overstimulated, so these breathing techniques are counterintuitive. The breathing techniques seem to work at first because they stimulate you, but over time, you will notice that your anxiety is not really going away. In alchemy breathwork, we do not hold the breath. We detach from the energy. So grow in your own essence and willpower, where you give less power to external things. You talk in panic when you cease to be at peace with your breath and self. Your shadow will leave you when it's dark out, but the breath remains. Your spirit shines in the darkest of hours. Paying attention gives it more light. Healing yourself with quality breaths is one of the greatest comebacks. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens the breath of life that connects dreams and reality beyond separation. Being attracted to someone's way of breathing is a whole different level of attraction and vibration. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves and every conscious breath we co-create. So many lives and breaths to bring you to this moment in time. You have a bulletproof soul. A full exhale is a state of being full of potential. Above all, don't lie to yourself. Use the breath as guidance towards your highest truth. It's so real you can feel the path. Being sick of opportunities for growth given by the universe is like being sick of breathing. Learning to have calm breaths while being disrespected and understanding that that person is projecting their trauma is a superpower. Your actions are fueled by breath. Make them high-quality ones to help produce quality results. Breathe the change you wish to see in the world. Breath is the currency of life. The memory of cells gives the resonance of our voices and actions. Breath is a spark to cause the resonance, and attached is the memory of all our ancestors. breathe with conscious reverence. The information that our cores use to distribute all of its intelligence throughout the body is the breath. One who does not know ease of breath is constantly attracting disease. Pay attention to breath patterns changing around people, food after eating, and thought patterns. You're bound to crash into your trauma. Fuel the vehicle that is the body with high frequency and breaths, so by impact, most pieces are intact, ready for optimal healing. Stop waiting for the light at the end of the tunnel and light that shit up yourself with every breath. How you respond reveals the state of your breath awareness. Loneliness is not cured by human company. Loneliness is cured by connecting with the breath, leading to connection with reality. The DNA is a software. Breath, habits, and thought patterns is what programs it. You are what you are trying to become. You are just not aware of it. The moment you commit to breathing like you are it is the moment you change and create the chain reaction that starts a ripple effect to you living it. Breathe life into the thought pattern as an owner of that reality and witness actions that feed and make it blossom till you no longer doubt that reality. Paying more attention to quality breaths breeds and feeds a positive reality. Breath is the inspiration before the thought. To inspire is to inhale. What you do frequently is your frequency. Things you should never apologize for. Breathing, being emotional, having high standards, being yourself, taking time to regain space and peace. Depression, anxiety, and trusting your intuition. Many look for enlightenment as a big ending to it all, which can be further from the truth. The breath shares enlightenment in a never-ending cycle. When they ask for the old you, take a step back, breathe, and repeat after me. I cannot deny my ascension. As you rise in breath and frequency, many won't be on the same page as you. The table of contents within life will change. Mind over matter respects the telekinetics. To move the body and choosing how to breathe is enough proof you are divine. It takes 3 days for the exhale to return to you. Your exhale is part of the many winds shifting mountains with hurricanes, creating eruptions from volcano to volcano. No need to downplay your God-like essence. The external pressure of life will rule how you breathe until you rule the way you breathe. If you believe in light, it's because of impurity. If you believe in joy, it's because of sadness. If you believe in breath, it's because of the dead. to get more of life. Give more to yourself. With every exhale of expression from the essence that is you. You get in life what you have the courage to breathe energy into. We are gods with amnesia. Every exhale is there to remind us of the divinity we all have. You create even when perception is at a standstill, doing nothing. From nothing to something is written in your DNA like the great alchemist you are. People meet me and say, "You're so quiet." Nah, I'm just adjusting my energy levels. Give me a few breaths. Spirit hygiene is real. You will cry tears of gratitude when you realize that your breath journey was the path home to yourself. Your breath must arrive at the destination before life does. The breath is light. Nothing travels faster. Align. You have to train connection of breath to be stronger than your emotions, or else you'll lose yourself every time. Know your immeasurable wealth and worth. Every breath experienced to get to this lifetime is unfathomable to the human mind. Your worth is off the charts. She is water, powerful enough to drown you, soft enough via breath to cleanse you, and deep enough to save you. Any person capable of causing you to breathe in a frantic way, thus feeding anger, becomes your master. As you rise to the next level, with quality breaths, life will demand a different version of you. Benefits of breathing only with the nose during exercise. Reduce exercise, induce bronchoconstriction, improve ventilator efficiency, improve psychological economy. Wanting something means you are affirming it's currently not there. Wanting implies lack. The opposite of wanting is gratitude for every breath and experiencing a chance to enhance the current reality you've created. Feeling grateful for something before it's here unifies you with that reality. The breath has touched every dimension of reality. Once you accept that, you will shift. Alchemy, breathwork, turning electric breaths into gold. Real men acknowledge their trauma head on. That macho man talk that society has brainwashed you to believe is toxic and limiting. The divine masculine acknowledges his emotions and takes accountability in how it affects women and others. The homie says, "Bro, there isn't many of us breath workers and light workers." I told him, less is more. There's plenty of us. Energy speaks volume. Do not get distracted by the physical and lose sight of the unseeable that affects it. Breathe to heal and activate, not to annihilate. The world wasn't formed in one day, and neither are we. More quality breaths, and use less to embody more. Mouth breathing is stimulated by the upper lungs, which triggers the sympathetic nerve receptors to push us to become more hyperactive and prevents us from entering into a deep sleep. As a result, our body produces adrenaline to compensate for sleepiness. Breathwork with the mouth before sleep is not ideal if one wants a quiet night. To the individual, gradually improving yourself with quality breaths, thoughts, and food. Never apologize to a critic who has no understanding. Educate them. Do not argue. And if they refuse your gesture, that is none of your business. That's between them and their internal battle. Be genuine and express the highest impact. Our body is guided by our heart is guided by our soul is guided by our breath. Our spirit minds us and is guardian of all. People's noses should be only in your business when you want them to be or when you allow them in your breathwork space. No matter how thin the slices of your choices in life are, there will always be two sides of the spectrum, breathing a different perspective. On the inhalation, vagal tone diminishes and sympathetic tone rises. On the exhalation, sympathetic tone falls, while vagal parasympathetic tone increases. You connect more to your deepest essence on the exhale, where the creative spirit inside is elevated and not suppressed by external forces. Detach from stimulation with the mouth and sync with creation. In alchemy, we don't use the mouth. Tao Te Ching, close your mouth, block off your senses, soften your glare. That is the primal identity. Master the breath that moves you to master your own manifestations of the mind. You are not getting older. You are leveling up one quality breath at a time. Breath is the ink. Consciousness is the paper. Belly full, but you're not hungry? It's most likely air hunger and parasites causing imbalances. The more imbalances you have, the more open you are to their control. Efficient breathing is the primary tool to regulate the pH in the blood, thus regulating everything, giving the domino effect to balance the whole body. Whenever you shame something or yourself, notice your breath become shallow. To have such thoughts of projecting limiting beliefs on something or someone is turning shame into a soul-eating emotion. To feel the truth is to breathe into existence as it is, not what it could be, which is like chasing breaths from the past and future. Exhaling what no longer serves you is an oxymoron. The fact it takes 3 days for that same exhale to come back to you is serving you in many ways. Everything serves you. Progression in some form. Dualism is the illusion and causes contradictory manifestations. If you want to improve you and your soul, You have to sacrifice the parts of yourself, suffocating its quality airflow. A delay doesn't mean denial. The next breath will come in this life and beyond this current vessel. The manifestations is already here. The lack of energy you perceive is misalignment of breath. Human behavior flows from four main sources: breath, emotion, desire, and knowledge. When one loses sense of breath, one can find similarities like the desert missing the rain. Every year teaches us breath is key. 2. Life has to move on. When you see a guide, follow the path. Do not copy their walk or breathing. Aim for quality breaths and swagger with every step. Your assumptions are windows to the world. They get foggy when you're panting and too close to see the bigger picture. Sit back, slow your breath, and finally let the light in. If you do breathwork and spirits with dark thoughts come through, make them do the breathwork too. They preach about the end of time when life is the greatest gift. Instead of wanting or waiting on time to win, breathe life into all the gifts in front of you. Trapped in desire, you only see the manifestations. Most people don't see the breaths in between, causing the ripple. You are not responsible for the traumatic breaths experienced in childhood. As an adult, you are 100% responsible for fixing it. Chemical-based drugs block our biochemistry to reduce symptoms. Breathwork, fruits, and vegetables restore our biochemistry to create health. Trapped in desire, you only see the manifestations. Again, most people don't see the breaths in between causing the ripple. The best revenge is to breathe deeper quality breaths than your enemies. Air mantra. As new cells birth anew, I am breathing in a better version of myself. From the sound penetrating your ears, from visuals digging into your eyes, to the breath going in and out the nostrils, everything is sex. The breath is the invisible God that gives visible results. Every time I see or meet someone new, I'm reminded no one paints like the universe. The breath doesn't give advice, it gives a different perspective. Be you till full. Beautiful. Quality breath by quality breath. Take your power back. If love and your highest expression of breaths did not send you, I'm unavailable. Don't run away from the dilemma. Sit with it and introduce a higher version of yourself, one quality breath at a time. Some people only like to count their troubles. They don't calculate the breaths in between towards happiness. May every breath bring you prayers to your higher vibratory heights, to a point where no heights exist. Parasites can come in the form of people too. The healing journey never ends. The breath of life endures. When you lift another's quality of breath and mind up, you lift humanity up. When you step into the role of author for your breath, you become the author of your peace. Just being able to take a step towards your highest potential is rewarding enough. Speaking things into existence is powerful, but let's not forget the quality of breath that sparks it. Slow down the breath to speed up the wisdom. Thank you all for sharing the breath. Peace.